easier try than that. That really is good football.
Schubert, who's kicked about 70% this year, doesn't miss for that easy one. And Western Suburbs repeating last week's performance against Manly. They led 18-2 at the break there, and now it's 12-2 after 20 minutes. That's Johnson with Burgess. Burgess makes a bit of a bust. Back to the quarter line. Morris. Funnel. Guyder's in there with Young and West inside the 5. An easy chance for 2 points for St. George, who are really struggling to get their momentum going in attack. The fellas coming off. Wolford. 2 more points. St. George on the board again, trailed by 8 points, 12 minutes to go in the first half. Elias.
Let him go!
Clark, Neal, Crooks. Couldn't make the pass. Johnson had moved up on Cogger. Neal. Down to Burgess. With Wolford. Wouldn't give him the ball. Fafita. Young. Walsh. That's Funnel. Johnson. He's got Wolford there this time. He has to look inside for Funnel. Support. Squeezed loose. Johnson for the corner. He's in. St. George have scrambled to try. May have been a little fortunate, but they were going forward. They were backing up. And the loose pass well picked up in the end. Brian Johnston backing up. St. George's first try of the game.
And it was a good try. They've been working that blind far too often in my book. This is one occasion where they did a good play here, looking for support. Knows he can't get any further, Johnston. Ball back inside there, and good step, and a beautiful pass just going to ground. And good play.
Here's Wolford. It's swinging through the post. Look at it. Great kick. So St. George back in business all of a sudden. We're going to have a terrific second half here. 3 minutes to go before the break. Just 2 points between them. It's Naden. Fafita trying to charge it. It's touched by St. George first, back to Wolford. As you can see, the West players sensing it. They're onside and they were after the ball. Haddock. Morris. Young. Johnson couldn't handle it. Maybe the pass wasn't meant for him, but again the St. George attack breaking down.
Well, I'm not surprised either, Jim, because I mean that really was a bad play of the ball. 2 players didn't bother about the man playing the ball. They were more intent trying to set up for the move.
Well, Steve-O, coming up to half-time, how do you see it? Can St. George win from here?
Well, they certainly can. I think the Western Suburbs can feel a little bit disappointed. They've taken their chances. They scored 2 very good tries. And with all that possession that St. George have had, they'd really had to get back into the game. If West can get the same possession in the second half, then they could win that. They certainly could take out the game this afternoon. But St. George, well, I can think themselves very lucky to be only 2 points down at the break. Very impressed with the way Western Suburbs came out. They followed on from that win against Manly last week, but very impressed by the way that they've been using Lee Crooks, a prop out wide. It's worked well. Scored 2 tries from it. He's been the man that's been responsible for both those tries.
Up the mighty Magpies. in the second half. Western Suburbs leading by 2 points. Let's see if they can keep that early momentum going, particularly with the ball. They look tremendous. Schubert kicks off, and St. George playing for a lot again today. Burgess back towards the quarter. So sit back for the next 40 minutes, enjoy the action. Should be a terrific finish. Fafita back over the quarter. Guider. That's Walsh. Funnels ball down to Petherbridge.
He loves to take those, did Rod Petherbridge. Really funnel there, kicking it right down his throat.
Bilbiger. That's Drummond in the line, up over halfway. He looks around. Petherbridge is there. He holds onto it. Another good move by West, bringing Drummond in. It's still hot. Bilbiger. That's Elias. Neal. Clark. Crooks. Cogger. Over the top. Schubert. Naden now. Drummond. Back to Naden. Keep it going. Clark. Clark gets it back. Came off a St. George player, but they've fallen on it now. So West's spirited play comes to a stop there.
That's great play by the Magpies. Kept the ball alive. That's going to cause a lot of problems to the St. George defence. They're always there, backing up in support.
Haddock with Craig Young. Guider. Linane running onto it beautifully. Good work. That's Selby over halfway. Haddock. Last tackle. Funnel for touch, out on the full. Wasn't going to be a handover that time.
That's better play by St. George, getting themselves organised and actually running onto the ball. Bad kick by Funnel. They must respect this possession.
St. George ball, Haddock. St. George trailed by only 2 points. Linane. Johnson. Strong work coming in from his opposite, Naden. Fafita. St. George looking more purposeful in attack than his half. Young on the blind. Inside. Walford. Haddock. Linane. That's Walsh. Haddock's busy and he's in. St. George score under the posts. Well, their reward that time for holding on to the ball, running onto it, and the little man scores the try off the big man.
Good play by Walsh here. That's a concerted effort by the St. George side, but they're getting the ball out wide, and this is how to run onto the ball. Sees a half opening, and a neat little step here. And poor Bilbiger had no chance of stopping the little midget. That's the way to run onto it. Walsh gets the ball away on the inside and a neat little step. Former Cronulla halfback.
And there should be 2 more points. He can throw it over from here. He does. And they lead by 4. 16-12. St. George 16, West's 12. And we'll see what West can do. Schubert. Crooks. Last tackle for Wests. That's Neal. Walford. Brian Johnson. Guider's through. Look at this. The Morris. Oh! Alan Keelan picked up the jockey-sized winger and let him know he was his opposite with this tackle. Watch it.
Oh, Wooshka, and in it goes. It's a great tackle, but a good run by the hooker Guider.
St. George get the penalty. Well, West can't do much right in those scrums. St. George have won the scrum 7-4. And the penalties favour St. George 5-3.
A little happy there. It was a good throw, isn't it?
One of the best Saturday crowds they've had at Lidcombe. All this talk of West's being on the threat of oblivion again, he's brought them out. Plus, of course, West's great win last week and the traditional battle against the Saints. Webster. He's given a bit of thrust to the West pack in the last few weeks, Gary Webster. Crooks out wide again. They've got him ball and all. There's no way he can get the pass away that time. And with a bit of anger, he's going to be cautioned. Look out. He's lost his cool there, Crooks. He had a go at Selby twice in the tackle. I think he belted him with a ball the first time.
It's obviously Selby's either said something to him or done something untowards in there. So don't lose your temper. Didn't lose the ball.
Wolford. 2 more points. That gives them a gap of 6 now. Still heaps of time to go. Young. You saw Williams lining up on the sideline a moment ago, ready to come on. As Walsh goes forward, apparently Brett Clark could be coming off. Maybe he took a knock somewhere along the line. He did in the first half. Look at Selby. What a big run by Jeff Selby. Over halfway, but the pass was a poor one. It went forward. Great break. Led to nothing.
Certainly was. He's very fast, as Selby. And that will have pleased the Salford chairman, Les Bettison, who's in the crowd here today watching. Signed to play in England next year, Selby.
That's Clark, replaced. Webster. Cogger, back to O'Neill. Crooks. Loose one. Elias has got it. And Elias comes back. Well, what a good run. He can really beat a man, this fella. Big and strong and a little elusive. Schubert. West finding a little bit of room out there. Fivey, a dummy half. The switch to Bilbiger. 20 metres out from the St. George posts. West trailed by 6 points. Fivey. Neil. That's Webster. Webster, he's made a bit of a split. Here comes Featherbridge. Just short of the line. A great tackle out there by Glenn Burgess. Otherwise, Featherbridge was over. Naden squeezed it out there to Schubert. It's the last tackle for West. A great try-saving tackle over there, though, by Burgess. Neil throws it forward, miles forward to Geelan.
That's a very poor finish to enterprising attack by Neil there. Miles forward.
West have got it. In the backs, Featherbridge again. Bilbiger. And a penalty. It's Bilbiger who's going to be called out. And Linane. Now what's happening in this? Watch this. See if we can see what occurred. Linane came in. Dragged him onto the ground. Now what's he doing? There's some sort of roughing up in the tackle. West have got the penalty. because West Secretary Rick Wade's going to Queensland tomorrow to negotiate for some players. Bob Lindner, maybe, and 2 others. Schubert. It's straight enough, is it? 2 more points for Wests. So it's just 4 points the difference. 20 minutes to go. Linane. Over halfway, a good dash by Steve Linane. Morris for that corner. He kept it alive, but he found the West player. Good play by St. George. He very nearly found support inside from Brian Johnston. Great break by Linane.
Certainly was, but a silly pass by Morris. He just made all that ground there and just squandered possession.
Neil. Crooks. Oh, he's come up with another error. Surely he should replace him. He looks really weary. And he was struggling to get his hands around the ball that time.
I'm not surprised either, Jim. I mean, they've used him as a prop forward. They've used him as a runner outside.
Well, he's had 9 handling errors in the game, Crooks. He can still make a try. That's a loose one. Drummond's got the ball, has he? No, Walford came up with it again. Noak. With 10 minutes to go, St. George could wrap it up if they score. Young. That's for Peter. Linane with Young inside. That's Selby. The tackle came from Schubert. Guida. Walsh out to Burgess. Morris inside to Johnson for the corner. Last tackle coming up right in the corner of the ground there. Haddock went for the corner. And it's a handover to Wests.
A little bit disorganised there, St. George. They really should have used that kick on the last tackle.
Enthusiastic West supporters, I'd reckon. They're just loving the afternoon out, those ones. Crooks. Neil. Schubert. Here's Petherbridge. Loves this. Into the line beautifully. It's Cogger. That's Keelan. West's bouncing back. Not out of business yet. They've still got it hot. Keelan again off Webster. It's the last tackle coming up for West. St. George recovering slowly. Naden. Williams. Williams sights a gap. It closed up fast. And it's a handover. He probably should have kept it alive with a pass.
But deserved a try. The first time really that Petherbridge has run under the ball, linking in with his 3/4, and his strength got him through.
Walford injured. You saw Graham Wynn warming up to come on. Walford's been winded.
St. George leading by those 4 points. I think we'll find a few more of the St. George players going down winded. Jimmy?
The feet have been replaced by Graham Wynn. And in there it happened. Guida. Haddock. Noak. Linane. That's Johns over halfway. Trying to stretch ahead. Grabbed by Williams. Linane. Young. The dummy. And then Johnson with Walford.
That was a beautiful neat pass by Johnson, the centre. He's had a top game today.
Linane, a grubber ahead. Naden comes away with it. Looking for some room out there. Elias. Well, it'll really be a miracle now if West can win it. Contriving something from that end of the ground. Elias, near touch. Betherbridge to play it. Neil, Crooks. Last tackle for Wests. Maybe a minute to go. Neil, down towards Burgess and Walford. Burgess away from Naden. That's Guida. Selby. Selby roaming wide to Morris. Graham Wynn. A good one for Walford. Ankle tap by Williams. Young's ball for Graham Wynn. Get ready for it. There's the siren. It's full time. Here come the kids. As soon as the siren went, full time. And St. George, an important victory, keeps them in the race for the semi-finals after West led 12-2 midway through the first half.